Have you ever wondered what the body sounds like when it's saying goodbye? Not with sirens, not with pain, but with soft signals, quiet changes, subtle whispers. Only a loving heart can hear. Maybe you've seen them. Your mother no longer finishes her meals. Your grandfather sleeps longer than he's awake. The conversations grow shorter. The silence grows longer. This video isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to prepare you with understanding, with gentleness, with truth. Because when we recognize these signs, we don't just witness decline. We offer comfort. We offer dignity. We offer love. Before we begin, I invite you to subscribe, not just for yourself, but for the ones you love. Because aging deserves more than silence. It deserves compassion, presence, and truth. 1. Extreme fatigue and weakness. A profound shift in energy. One of the most noticeable and emotionally impactful signs that an elderly person may be in their final year is extreme fatigue and weakness. This profound exhaustion isn't just about feeling tired after a long day. It's a deeper, more pervasive weariness that signals the body's natural process of slowing down. Understanding this change can help families shift their perspective from frustration or worry to compassion and acceptance, allowing them to provide the support and care their loved one truly needs during this time. Fatigue in the final stages of life is not the same as the kind of tiredness we might feel after physical exertion or a poor night's sleep. It is a biological response as the body begins to conserve its limited energy. The body, recognizing its finite resources, prioritizes the functions most essential to survival, such as the heart and lungs. This means there is less energy available for activities like walking, eating, or even engaging in conversation. Tasks that were once simple, such as getting out of bed or holding a cup of tea, can become monumental challenges. For families, this change can be difficult to witness. It's natural to feel concerned when a loved one who was once active and independent begins to spend most of their days resting or sleeping. Some might even misinterpret this behavior as laziness or withdrawal, leading to feelings of frustration or helplessness. However, it's crucial to understand that this extreme fatigue is not a choice or a sign of giving up. It's the body's way of adapting to its natural decline. By recognizing this, families can approach the situation with greater empathy and understanding. This shift in energy doesn't just affect physical activity. It can also influence emotional and mental engagement. Your loved one may no longer have the energy to participate in long conversations, follow detailed stories, or engage in activities they once enjoyed. This can sometimes be mistaken for a lack of interest or emotional detachment, but it's important to remember that their reduced engagement is a reflection of their physical state, not their feelings for you. They still value your presence and love, even if they express it in quieter, more subtle ways. So how can families respond to this profound fatigue in a way that provides comfort and support? The first step is to adjust expectations. Recognize that your loved one's energy is limited and that pushing them to do more than they are capable of can lead to unnecessary stress and discomfort. Instead of encouraging them to fight their fatigue or engage in activities they no longer have the strength for, focus on creating an environment that allows them to rest and recharge. Simplify daily routines to make tasks more manageable. For example, if getting out of bed is too exhausting, consider setting up a comfortable space where they can spend time without needing to move frequently. Offer gentle assistance with activities like eating, dressing, or bathing, but always respect their autonomy and preferences. Small adjustments, such as using adaptive tools or arranging furniture for easier access, can make a significant difference in their comfort and ease. Another way to support your loved one is by prioritizing meaningful moments of connection. While they may not have the energy for long conversations or outings, quiet moments together can be incredibly comforting. Hold their hand, sit beside them, or share a simple story or memory. These small gestures can communicate your love and presence in ways that words sometimes cannot. It's also important to recognize the value of rest. Sleep is the body's way of healing and conserving energy, and it's natural for someone nearing the end of life to sleep for extended periods. Instead of worrying about how much time they spend resting, Focus on ensuring their sleeping environment is comfortable and peaceful. Soft blankets, soothing music, and a calm atmosphere can help them rest more easily. Finally, take care of yourself as a caregiver. Witnessing a loved one's fatigue and weakness can be emotionally taxing, and it's essential to seek support when needed. Share your feelings with trusted friends or family members, or consider joining a support group for caregivers. Remember, providing compassionate care for your loved one begins with taking care of your own well-being. Extreme fatigue and weakness are natural parts of the body's transition in its final stages. By understanding and embracing these changes, families can shift from a mindset of intervention to one of presence and compassion. This is a time to honor your loved one's journey, offering them the dignity and peace they deserve while cherishing the moments of connection that remain. Second major changes in breathing or circulation. Understanding the body's final journey. As the body approaches its final stages of life, one of the most profound and visible changes occurs in breathing and circulation. These shifts, often gradual but unmistakable, are part of a deeply natural process that reflects the body's adaptation to its diminishing energy reserves. For families, these changes can be both unsettling and emotionally charged, as they often carry an air of finality. However, understanding the significance of these transformations can help loved ones navigate this time with clarity, compassion, and a sense of calm. Breathing, a rhythm we take for granted throughout life, begins to change in ways that may seem unfamiliar. Patterns that were once steady and predictable may become irregular, with breaths alternating between shallow and deep or punctuated by pauses. One common phenomenon, known as Cheney-Stokes breathing, involves cycles of rapid, labored breaths followed by moments of stillness. To an unprepared observer, this can appear alarming, even distressing. However, it's essential to recognize that these shifts are not necessarily signs of pain or struggle. Rather, they are the body's way of conserving energy, a reflection of its focus on sustaining vital functions, while letting go of less essential processes. Alongside changes in breathing, circulation also begins to shift in noticeable ways. The body, prioritizing its core organs like the heart and brain, redirects blood flow away from the extremities. As a result, hands and feet may become cool to the touch, and the skin in these areas might take on a mottled, bluish appearance. This change, though stark in its visual presentation, is a natural part of the body's gradual slowing down. It signals that the body is directing its remaining energy towards sustaining life's essential rhythms, even as it prepares to release them. For families, these physical changes can evoke a mix of emotions: fear, sadness, confusion, and even helplessness. Watching a loved one's breathing grow irregular or noticing their hands grow cold can feel like witnessing the fragility of life in its rawest form. It's natural to feel a sense of urgency, a desire to intervene, or somehow ease what appears to be discomfort. Yet it's important to understand that these changes are rarely painful for the person experiencing them. In most cases, they are simply the body's way of adapting to its final phase, a process that is more peaceful than it might seem. Responding to these changes with sensitivity and care can make a significant difference in how this time is experienced, not only for the individual, but also for their loved ones. One of the most important things you can do is create an environment that fosters peace and comfort. If breathing becomes labored, adjusting your loved one's position can help. Elevating their head slightly with pillows or ensuring they are lying on their side can ease the effort required to breathe. A quiet, well-ventilated room with soft lighting can contribute to a sense of tranquility, helping to calm both the individual and those around them. Touch can also play a powerful role in providing reassurance. Even if the extremities feel cool, a warm blanket or a gentle hand placed on the shoulder can convey love and connection. Speak softly, offering words of comfort and affirmation. Even if your loved one seems unresponsive, they may still hear and feel your presence, drawing peace from your calm demeanor and gentle voice. These small acts of care can have a profound impact, creating a space where love and dignity take precedence over fear. It's also important to recognize that these changes are often accompanied by a natural withdrawal from the external world. Your loved one may spend more time resting or sleeping, their energy no longer sufficient for prolonged interaction. While this can feel like a loss of connection, it is simply the body's way of conserving its limited resources. Instead of focusing on what is no longer possible, cherish the quiet moments of togetherness. Even sitting silently by their side can be a profound expression of love and support. For caregivers, witnessing these changes can be emotionally overwhelming. It's not uncommon to feel a deep sense of sorrow or even guilt, especially if you're unsure whether you're doing enough to ease their journey. In these moments, it's crucial to remind yourself that the most meaningful gift you can offer is your presence. There is no perfect way to navigate this time. What matters most is that you are there, offering love and understanding. Seeking support from friends, family, or hospice professionals can also provide guidance and comfort as you navigate this emotional terrain. Ultimately, the changes in breathing and circulation are not just biological events. They are part of a larger narrative of life coming full circle. These shifts, though difficult to witness, are a testament to the body's wisdom, a quiet, deliberate preparation for rest. By approaching these changes with patience and compassion, families can transform fear into understanding, creating a space where their loved ones' final moments are marked by peace and dignity. In the end, these changes are not something to be fought or resisted. They are the body's way of letting go, of finding balance as it transitions from one state to another. By embracing this process with an open heart, families can honor their loved one's journey, ensuring that their final chapter is filled with love, grace, and serenity. 3. Increased cognitive confusion or withdrawal. The mind's quiet transformation. As life approaches its final chapter, the mind often undergoes a profound transformation, reflecting the body's gradual decline. Increased cognitive confusion or withdrawal is one of the more subtle yet deeply significant changes that occur during this time. For loved ones, these shifts can be difficult to witness, as they may signal a sense of separation from the person they have known. However, these changes are not random or meaningless. They are part of a natural process, a quiet unraveling of the threads that tie the individual to the external world. By understanding and responding to these changes with thoughtfulness and flexibility, families can create an environment of profound care and connection. Cognitive confusion, often described as delirium, can manifest in ways that challenge our expectations of communication and interaction. Your loved one may appear disoriented, unsure of where they are or who they are with. They might struggle to make sense of conversations, repeat themselves, or veer into topics that seem unrelated to the present moment. At times, they may experience vivid hallucinations or dreams that feel real to them, creating an alternate reality that can seem puzzling or even distressing to those around them. These moments of confusion may come and go, like waves, leaving loved ones unsure of how to respond. Yet it is crucial to recognize that this mental state is not a reflection of their character or personality. It is the mind's way of navigating the body's decline, a signal of the transition that lies ahead. Withdrawal, on the other hand, often takes on a quieter, more introspective form. Your loved one may seem less engaged with the world around them, speaking less, interacting less, and spending more time in silence or sleep. Activities that once brought them joy may no longer hold their attention, and they may appear distant or preoccupied. This withdrawal is not necessarily an indication of sadness or emotional pain. Rather, it is the mind's natural way of conserving energy and turning inward. As the external world fades into the background, their focus may shift to an inner journey, one that is deeply personal and beyond the reach of words. For families and caregivers, these changes can evoke a range of emotions: sadness, frustration, confusion, and even fear. It is natural to feel a sense of loss or longing when the person you love seems to drift away, even as they remain physically present. You may find yourself reaching for moments of clarity, hoping to reconnect with the individual you know so well. These feelings are valid and deeply human, but it is important to approach this time with patience and a willingness to adapt. The person you love is still there, even if their way of engaging with the world has shifted. One of the most meaningful ways to respond to cognitive confusion is to meet your loved one where they are, rather than trying to bring them back to where you think they should be. If they express beliefs or perceptions that don't align with reality, Resist the urge to correct or challenge them. Instead, enter their world with curiosity and empathy. If they believe they are in a different time or place, gently acknowledge their experience without judgment. This approach, often referred to as validation therapy, can help reduce their anxiety and create a sense of safety and connection. When withdrawal occurs, it is equally important to respect their need for quiet and rest. While it may feel as though they are pulling away, your presence remains deeply significant. Sit with them in silence, hold their hand, or simply remain nearby. Even if they do not respond outwardly, they may still sense your love and support. These moments of quiet companionship can carry a profound weight, offering comfort in ways that transcend words. Creating a calming and supportive environment can also make a significant difference. Soft lighting, soothing music, and familiar objects can help ground your loved one, providing a sense of continuity and reassurance. Avoid overwhelming them with too much stimulation, such as loud noises or a crowded room, as this can exacerbate confusion or distress. Instead, focus on simplicity and comfort, allowing them to feel at ease in their surroundings. For caregivers, witnessing these changes can be emotionally challenging. It is not uncommon to grieve the gradual loss of the person you once knew, even as you continue to care for them in the present. Allow yourself to feel these emotions without judgment and seek support when needed. Whether through conversations with trusted friends, family members, or hospice professionals, sharing your experiences can help lighten the emotional burden and provide valuable perspective. Ultimately, increased cognitive confusion or withdrawal is not a sign of failure or defeat. It is a natural part of the mind's journey toward letting go. These changes, while difficult to witness, are an expression of the body and mind's interconnected process of transition. By approaching this time with flexibility, empathy, and an open heart, families can honor their loved one's experience while finding moments of connection and meaning amidst the uncertainty. This stage of life is not about holding on to what was, but about embracing what is, however it may unfold. Cognitive confusion and withdrawal may alter the way you interact with your loved one, but they do not diminish the bond you share. By being present, offering comfort, and accepting these changes as part of life's natural rhythm, you can help guide your loved one through this journey with dignity, grace, and enduring love. 4. Frequent infections and slow healing. The body's quiet resignation. As the body nears the end of its natural journey, its ability to maintain and repair itself begins to wane. One of the most visible signs of this decline is the onset of frequent infections and a marked slowing of the healing process. For caregivers and loved ones, these physical changes can be both heartbreaking and frustrating, as they often seem to symbolize the body's quiet resignation to its diminishing strength. However, understanding these changes as part of a broader, natural process can help families approach this time with patience, compassion, and a sense of purpose. Infections, which the body might have once fought off with ease, can become recurring and stubborn. Even minor injuries such as a small cut, a bruise, or a pressure sore may linger for weeks without improvement or worsen despite attentive care. The immune system, once a vigilant protector, begins to lose its efficiency, making the body more susceptible to bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens. A simple cold may linger far longer than expected, or a urinary tract infection might return repeatedly, resisting treatment. These infections are not merely isolated events. They are reflective of the body's declining ability to marshal its defenses and recover from stressors. The slowing of the healing process is another clear indicator of the body's diminishing reserves. Wounds that once closed quickly may now take far longer to heal, if they heal at all. Skin, which becomes thinner and more fragile with age or illness, may tear easily and struggle to regenerate. Bruises may appear more frequently and linger for extended periods. Their dark hues a visible reminder of the body's vulnerability. Even internal healing, such as the recovery from minor illnesses or the restoration of energy after exertion, can become a prolonged and incomplete process. These changes are not signs of neglect or inadequate care. They are simply the body's way of signaling that its energy is being redirected towards sustaining essential functions for as long as possible. For families and caregivers, these physical changes can evoke a deep sense of helplessness. It is natural to want to fix what appears to be broken, to seek out treatments or remedies that might restore the body's former resilience. However, it is important to recognize that these changes are not something to be fought against. They are part of the body's natural progression toward its final stage. By reframing these challenges as opportunities to provide comfort and support, rather than as problems to be solved, families can approach this time with greater understanding and peace. One of the most important ways to respond to frequent infections and slow healing is to focus on comfort and prevention. While it may not be possible to eliminate infections entirely, steps can be taken to minimize their impact and reduce discomfort. Maintaining good hygiene, such as gentle cleaning of the skin, regular hand washing, and careful attention to wounds, can help prevent new infections from taking hold. Providing a clean, well-ventilated environment can also reduce exposure to harmful pathogens, creating a space where the body can focus its limited energy on sustaining itself. Nutrition and hydration play a crucial role in supporting the body's remaining strength. Even if appetite diminishes, offering small, nutrient-rich meals and encouraging sips of water or other fluids can help provide the building blocks the body needs to maintain its basic functions. Soft, easily digestible foods, rich in vitamins and minerals, can be particularly beneficial, while avoiding overly processed or heavy meals that may tax the digestive system. Comfort measures, too, can make a significant difference. If infections or slow healing cause pain or discomfort, working with healthcare providers to manage symptoms can improve quality of life. This might involve the use of topical treatments for wounds, medications to reduce inflammation or pain, or simply ensuring that the individual is positioned comfortably to avoid pressure on vulnerable areas. Gentle massages, soft bedding, and warm blankets can also provide soothing relief, helping to create an environment of care and compassion. Equally important is the emotional support provided during this time. Frequent infections and slow healing can be frustrating or even demoralizing for the individual experiencing them, as they may feel a loss of control over their body or a sense of vulnerability. Offering reassurance, listening to their concerns, and validating their feelings can help alleviate some of the emotional burden. Simple acts of presence, sitting with them, holding their hand, or speaking softly, can convey love and support in ways that words alone cannot. For caregivers, it is essential to remember that these changes are not a reflection of inadequate care or effort. The body's decline is a natural process, one that no amount of vigilance or intervention can entirely prevent. By focusing on what can be done, providing comfort, minimizing discomfort, and creating a space of dignity and peace, families can shift their energy away from feelings of helplessness and toward meaningful acts of care. Ultimately, frequent infections and slow healing are not merely signs of the body's fragility. They are reminders of its incredible complexity and the finite nature of life. By approaching these changes with patience, understanding, and an open heart, families can honor the body's journey while ensuring that their loved ones' final days are marked by compassion and grace. This time, though challenging, can be one of profound connection and love, as caregivers focus not on fighting against the inevitable, but on embracing the present moment with tenderness and care. 5. Significant unintentional weight loss. A gentle release of the body's burden. As the body approaches the final stages of life, it begins to relinquish many of the functions that once sustained it. Among the most visible signs of this transition is significant unintentional weight loss, a change that, while often startling, is a natural part of the body's quiet surrender. For loved ones and caregivers, this transformation can stir feelings of grief, helplessness, and concern. Yet understanding the deeper context of this process can help reframe it not as a cause for alarm, but as a reflection of the body's wisdom in preparing for its final journey. Unintentional weight loss at this stage is not the result of neglect, poor care, or even malnutrition. Instead, it reflects the body's shifting priorities. As energy reserves dwindle, the body begins to conserve its remaining strength by redirecting focus away from non-essential processes such as digestion and appetite. The mechanisms that once drove hunger and the efficient absorption of nutrients gradually fade, signaling that the body no longer requires the same sustenance it once did. This is not a failure of the body, but rather an adaptation, a way of letting go without unnecessary strain. For the individual experiencing this change, the sensation of hunger often diminishes. Foods that once brought joy or comfort may now seem unappealing or even burdensome. Meals that were once routine may feel unnecessary as the body subtly signals its declining need for nourishment. Loved ones, however, often struggle with this shift as food is so deeply tied to care, connection, and vitality. Watching a loved one eat less or refuse food altogether can evoke a sense of urgency, as though something vital is being lost. But it is essential to recognize that this decline in appetite and weight is not something to be fixed or fought against. It is not a sign of suffering or failure, but a natural part of the body's process of releasing its hold on the physical world. By understanding this, caregivers can approach the situation with greater compassion and acceptance, focusing on comfort and presence rather than trying to reverse what is ultimately an inevitable progression. The physical effects of significant weight loss can be profound and at times difficult to witness. The body becomes thinner, muscles weaken, and familiar features may appear sharper or more fragile. These changes often serve as stark reminders of mortality, making it harder for loved ones to reconcile the person they see now with the vibrant individual they remember. Yet these transformations are not a diminishment of the person's essence. They are simply the body's way of adapting to its new state. The person you love remains present, even as their physical form changes. In response to these changes, the focus of care should shift from attempting to maintain weight or force nourishment to prioritizing comfort and emotional connection. Offering small, easily digestible portions of foods the individual enjoys can help maintain a sense of normalcy and pleasure without overwhelming them. A single spoonful of a favorite dish or a sip of a cherished drink can be more meaningful than a full meal. This is a time to honor their preferences, respecting their cues, and allowing them to guide what feels right for their body. Hydration, too, becomes less about strict requirements and more about ensuring comfort. Sips of water, ice chips, or even moistening the lips can provide relief without placing unnecessary strain on the body. It is important to let go of the instinct to insist on eating or drinking when the body is no longer calling for it. Forcing food or fluids can create discomfort and distress, both for the individual and for their caregivers. Instead, trust the body's natural wisdom. It knows what it needs, and it will signal when it no longer requires sustenance. As weight loss progresses, physical comfort becomes increasingly important. The loss of fat and muscle can make the body more vulnerable to pressure and temperature changes, so thoughtful adjustments can make a significant difference. Soft, supportive bedding, warm blankets, and gentle repositioning can help prevent discomfort and reduce the risk of pressure sores. Caregivers can also use touch as a powerful tool for connection. A light massage, holding hands, or simply sitting close can provide reassurance and a sense of presence that transcends physical needs. Sometimes the most loving thing we can do is not to fix, but to simply be there, to hold a hand, to sit in silence, to listen, not for answers, but for presence. Because when a life begins to quiet, it doesn't ask for noise. It asks for softness, for stillness, for someone to say, "I see you, I'm here, you're not alone." If this video brought you peace, even just a little, I invite you to stay. Subscribe to this channel, not for me, but for the quiet wisdom we're all walking toward. Because aging isn't the end, it's a return, and even the softest goodbye deserves to be met with love.